you're kind of like my first guest here.
I'm honored.
Yeah, I just basically what happened was I was sharing this room, and then like he moved, and I found these mics in storage, which I put in storage when I first moved into the house, which was super chaotic.
Okay.
So when he moved, I found these, and I was like, oh my gosh, I should try and use these or something like that. And then I brought them out, and then like it just kept going. So then I just like turned this all into kind of a podcast area. You being kind of my first guest here, I wanted you to be in here and just do this just because you have cerebral palsy.
Yeah.
Obviously I like you as a person.
Yep.
But I want to talk to people with interesting life experiences.
Yeah.
And so I just felt like, and you're so open and
Absolutely.
you're so cool,
Right.
that I thought you'd be open to talking a little bit about it.
Absolutely. And so I'm honored to have an opportunity to kind of share and educate some people. So the thing that makes cerebral palsy tough is it can vary so greatly from person to person.
Okay.
And a lot of times it's caused at birth. And a lot of cases, people are born prematurely, so they don't make the full term of a pregnancy.
Okay.
They believe I was without oxygen when I was born, and I was also born at 29 weeks.
Wow.
And so the reason it's so varies so greatly person to person is it all depends on like the area of the brain that's affected during birth.
Okay.
There's certain there's like three main types. I only really know a decent amount about two, and I have spastic cerebral palsy, and that's like the most common, and it can affect, your whole body, one side of your body, one limb, one leg. I'm very, very fortunate to have a very mild case.
Okay.
It just affects my legs, and but it can also be so severe where you're like don't have the ability to think or rationalize.
Okay.
So that's why I say I'm very, very blessed.
Yeah.
Because I have such a mild case.
Okay.
But yeah, the best thing is, just support people and be curious and try to learn about it. And people are always like, what can I do, right? And there's no actual cure for it. You can do like maintenance things. So I do like Botox injections to help loosen up my muscles, to help fight the spasticity. A lot of people have, when they're going through adolescency, they have surgeries to kind of, as their muscles are growing in and lengthening, you got to kind of, to fight the spasticity, they do a variety of different surgeries.
So basically, cerebral palsy, it all is because of the brain.
Yeah, a brain injury that typically happens at birth.
Okay.
I don't want to say all the time because there are some cases where you have a brain hemorrhage or some other I don't want to say stroke, but it can happen with strokes. But it's a small case.
Okay, and you were born at 29 weeks, which a typical pregnancy is like
40.
40.
Yeah.
Okay, so like 11 weeks.
Yeah, 11 weeks early. So my birthday's in May.
Okay.
And I was supposed to be born in August.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And so was that having to do with something specific? Does that just randomly happen sometimes, or how did that happen? Do you know?
I just wanted to see the world, man. I wanted to see what it had to offer.
Okay. You just go wait to get that Kona.
Exactly. That Kona. Ride some waves.
Okay.
No, but yeah, I wanted, my mom was a flight attendant and was traveling back from Detroit, Michigan, and she went into labor, and the airplane did an emergency landing in Minneapolis.
Oh, no way.
With an ambulance waiting to transport us.
Huh.
And 45 minutes later, I was born at Abbott Northwestern.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did she live in Minneapolis or Minnesota at the time?
Yeah.
Okay.
So she, born and raised Bloomington, Minnesota.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then there's not like a specific reason why she had you a little bit earlier, or was there?
Yeah, no, she was
just happened.
Yeah, it just happened.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay. So
Yeah, it wasn't anything like induced or
Yeah.
any other like real big scare. I just, like I said, I wanted to see the world.
Okay.
Well, I
Okay.
wanted to have a Kona with Blake.
Yeah. It all led to this moment.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. So born a little bit early,
Yep.
and then that ended up affecting the brain. And then you said cerebral palsy. It varies totally, case by case.
Yeah.
It's like
So-
some are way more extreme than others.
Exactly. And this is going to sound like a crazy kind of comparison, but you can, like I said, unfortunately be kind of like a vegetable state, not right? Or it can be
Yeah.
as small as not being able to put your pinky on a certain key on a keyboard.
Okay.
Um,
Wow.
yeah. And then there's all other cases.
Really, just
cases
like
in
a
between.
little tiny
Yeah,
thing.
just some like kind of a claw hand or just
Yeah.
something very, very tiny or very, very unnoticeable.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you're doing pretty well on the scale.
Yeah, no, I like I said, I'm very, very blessed.
Okay.
So because I was born so early, I spent the first 22 days of my life in the ICU.
Okay.
They're my mom will be the first to say there's some scary times.
Yeah.
I didn't know if I was gonna make it, but
Yeah.
by the grace of God, we're here.
Yeah.
And so then, I finally went home from the hospital, and I just wasn't meeting these like little certain milestones
Oh.
that they kind of look for. I couldn't tell you what they are, but
Yeah. Yep.
so I started physical therapy, kind of 3 days a week,
Mhm.
and 10 months later, after that, I was diagnosed with cerebral palsy, and then I was still doing PT, and finally learned to walk when I was 3.5 years old. I learned to walk with like a reverse walker, and then just kind of grinded my way, and I wore AFO braces. That's something a lot of people have that have CP to help with some of the foot placement and kind of leg control,
Yeah.
with gait and stuff.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. So that's crazy. So you never. Now I don't want to talk about this quite yet, but
Okay.
you fell a few years ago,
Yeah.
which affected you.
Yeah, pretty greatly.
But and we'll get to that. But
Yeah.
you always had cerebral palsy. So
Exactly.
when you were growing up, even like your earliest memories, was there ever a time you remember when one of your parents or something like that was like, hey, you've got cerebral palsy, or like this is why it's hard, or like did you ever think to yourself like why is this happening, or like this moment of like, oh, I'm different, or like I'm
Right.
experiencing
No,
things
yeah,
differently?
that's a great question, Blake. And,
Yeah.
and to be honest, when I started to walk,
Yeah.
it felt, like I was just walking like you or the average person.
Yeah.
And I didn't really know anything of it.
Yeah.
My mom would always go to my class and kind of explain what I had when I was
Yeah.
little, because I didn't, I couldn't really understand it.
You were just living.
Yeah, I was just living, and I felt like I was walking like at the average Joe.
Yeah. Interesting.
So yeah, she would always go and do that. But then when I like really learned that I was quote unquote different,
Yeah.
is when I wanted to start playing sports.
Oh.
Yeah, and doctors had some apprehensions of me trying to participate in those sports just because I couldn't keep up with the other kids.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Wow. So that was kind of the first time you was that where like one of the first times where you felt held back, or you felt like this was more than just other people get to do stuff that you don't get to do, like almost unfair. It felt maybe unfair.
Exactly. Yeah. I was like, the doctor said you won't be able to really play or participate in those sports.
Yeah.
And I was devastated by that. Just absolutely crushed.
Do you know when that was? You remember when maybe that the conversation started to come up?
Like between second and third grade.
Okay.
I kind of wanted to start getting involved into sports. And fortunately, in my second grade class, I met my best friend, Sam Vanderarty, still to this day. His parents and his family offered for me to start managing his teams. And honestly, that kind of saved me, right? Kind of gave me a purpose, because I was told I couldn't play.
Yeah.
But they said, let's try this avenue.
That wasn't in second or third grade though, was it?
So I started managing in his team in third grade. I didn't really kind of understand my role till like fourth or fifth.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so like kind of right away, it was like you were younger and you were kind of able to at least fit in a way where you felt like you were a part of it.
Yeah, and my mom always kept it really straight and honest with me. She said, you can sit here and feel sorry for yourself, or you can try to make a difference and defy the odds.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty big news at a young age, but forever grateful for it.
Huh. Wow, that's crazy. Interesting. Okay. Wow, so you felt pretty, I mean, was school and things like that in that beginning ages still in like that, kindergarten, first, second, third, fourth, fifth grade? Was it more difficult learning it all? I had
yeah, so I did have from like second grade to like sixth actually.
Yeah.
I did special like reading classes. It took me a lot longer to learn how to read.
Yeah, okay.
And then something just clicked.
Yeah.
I can't tell you what, but no, I actually I did, like I said, did kind of independent reading outside of the streamlined classes.
Yeah.
And like I said, something kind of clicked around sixth grade and kept going. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, and then you just kind of kept moving forward.
Yeah.
That sports thing is pretty interesting. So you felt pretty devastated when you were told that you're not going to be able to keep up with the other kids and things. Was that surprising to you then? Because you were first experiencing that the challenges that you faced were going to affect something you wanted to do.
Yeah. It was because like I said, it felt like or feels like I'm walking like just a normal person. Like I know when you see me, I'm walking and my gait's kind of swaying and you're like, holy cow, this guy's 3 sheets to the wind.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I have a physical disability.
Yeah.
But no, in all honesty, I started to notice it, when I was kind of playing outside and playing sports. I couldn't, keep up with the kid dribbling the ball or running after a fly ball or whatever it may be.
Yeah, interesting. Wow. Were you ever, and we don't have to talk about anything I asked you to, we don't have to talk about
Oh, no, I'm an open book. So
you went to what else?
Yeah, so I went to St. John the Baptist in Savage.
Okay.
Catholic school.
Okay. Were you ever bullied, or did people do anything mean to you or anything?
Not really. I think it helped that my mom always went and talked to my class.
Yeah.
And then to be honest, that's what's so great about my friends, even to this day, and even you and people that I surround myself with and hang out with, is they just look at me like I'm Nick, right? I'm just like anybody else, and they politely ask, can I help you, or how, let's do this. How are we going to make it happen?
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, I feel like, probably one of the most powerful things that can happen to you, because when you have something, more unique about you, and it could be really anything, right? It could be even like, you're the only kid in class with orange hair, or something like that.
Exactly.
Kids just end up making fun of people just to do it. So like, I feel like that must have been, did you deal with a lot, or have you dealt with a lot of insecurity then?
A little bit, there, kind of fast forwarding, I guess I did have people like that. People will stop and kind of stare and just like look, or even like little kids, and it never really bugged me because they don't really understand, right? But they'd say, why is he walking like that, or why is he doing that? And, they didn't know. They're just it does look different, so they were just asking more. So I mean, I'd be lying if I didn't have people that would try to say, growing up, that would kind of mock me.
Yeah.
Probably behind my back that I couldn't see.
Yeah.
But no, my friends always kind of look out for me too.
Okay. That's powerful.
Yeah. No, and a couple times in college, we may have had a couple Konas too many, or but kids would think it was funny to like pour a drink on my head or like
Okay.
one night we were out at the bar and this kid was just running his mouth at me, kind of making fun of me. And
Yeah.
my best friend, Sam, he said, he went up to the kid and he said, I'm gonna go get my sandwich. And I said, at Jimmy John's. And he said, if you're still out here, I'm gonna kick your ass.
Yeah.
And because he said, you just don't do that.
Yeah.
But no, it's and that's what, like I said, that's what's special about my friends is they kind of put a stop to it. And now so much it's people have matured, right? So I'm in a further in life, but definitely did see it more and more as I was growing up, right?
Yeah. Wow. Well, I mean, that's good. I feel like, cause I don't know. I just feel like Lakeville, I honestly think that like I can't remember specifically, but I do feel like people got made fun of a lot, for whatever reason. So I don't know. That's kind of cool.
Right.
Okay. So then you get through, I mean, so you had a little bit of learning difficulties.
Yeah.
Flip switched. You were managing
so
sports.
Like I said, when I will forever be thankful, to my best friend and his family for offering me to manage, because at the time I didn't really understand. I was managing an association in-house sport, but it, like I said, it gave me that avenue and to manage, and I did it even when he switched to traveling. I managed all their teams, and I just really enjoyed it, being around the guys.
Well, you're part of the team.
Exactly.
I mean, you're really involved at that point.
Yeah.
Right? You're with everybody. You're in the locker rooms. You're doing it all.
Exactly. And I started to see the game kind of from a different lens, if you will, from the sideline, where like somebody like you or an active player doesn't get to do that. So I always try to keep, my friends or the players that are coming off the field, or whatever, coming off the court, the ice, or whatever activity they're doing to, keep them humble, keep things in perspective for them, right?
Yeah.
And that's why I actually do a little bit of a motivational speaking, and I'll kind of jump into it here on the podcast as well.
Yeah, go for it.
But I try to, I always try to keep things in perspective for people. And my main message is, it's a privilege, not a right, to do what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because there's somebody, even in my circumstance, right? I'm walking with a cane, but there's somebody out there that's wondering what it's like to take one step, put left in front of right, and follow through.
Yeah.
And so just never take the tiniest things for granted.
Yeah.
Keep them in perspective. And like I said, went on to Holy Angels, and I met a really special person and kind of a mentor to me, Larry McKenzie.
When was that? When did you go to Holy Angels?
So I started in 2009, I think. Yeah, because I graduated 2013.
Okay.
And I was managing the football team.
It's like 9th grade. You went to Holy Angels.
Yep,
okay.
Exactly.
This was like new kids, new everything.
Yeah, brand new everything.
New school and everything.
Yeah,
like different city and everything.
Yeah.
Why did you switch? Why'd you switch?
St. John's went up to 8th grade, and then I went on to Holy Angels.
Okay.
And so, I was at football practice and just kind of on the side talking with some of the players that weren't in the drill, and I saw the basketball coach come up and we started chit chatting, and I said, I love to manage sports and I love basketball, and I said, if you're looking for a manager, I would love to partake, and he said, yeah. He's like, we actually are. Our manager graduated last year. So we're looking to fill that spot. And then he told me something that when he said it, I couldn't believe it, but he said, I do something special with my managers. He's like, if I'm still here in 4 years, he's like, I'll let you play your senior night.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, when I heard that, I'm like, from going from being told you're never going to play.
Yeah.
Then to somebody saying, if I'm around, I'm going to give you that chance.
Wow.
Incredible, right?
Yeah.
So,
because that was probably like the first time and maybe not, but like that was probably like the first time someone looked at you and was like, I'll let you play. And you probably were like, oh, like, sure. Like, I know
Right.
you do that with managers, but then I'm sure you were like, are you being serious? And he's like, yeah,
Yeah.
and he probably for like one of the first times someone saw you,
Right.
how you operate,
Exactly.
even with balance difficulties or whatever you were doing, and
Yeah.
still was like, I'll let you
Yeah.
play.
Right. I'll give you an opportunity.
Yeah. It probably even made you feel seen, right? It was like, wow,
Yeah.
you'd allow that.
Exactly.
Huh. So it's probably just like, whoa, like,
Yeah, chills down the spine,
was
right?
was it like that day you were like, wow, like if I keep on, I'll end up maybe playing. Like, I
Yeah.
don't know. It was like that powerful where you were like, this might actually be really awesome in like a few years.
Exactly. And I actually, even before I got to Holy Angels, in the summer, I would shoot baskets, kind of all day long. In the blistering heat, I would be shooting till 9, 10 o'clock at night. Because I loved basketball.
Yeah.
And I mean, I still do. But, and then, yeah, to have that, and then that just kind of, that stuck in the back of my head and just kind of fueled my fire as I was going throughout high school. And, like I said, managed all the teams and was actually a team captain.
Oh, wow.
Which is kind of, not really heard of, right? You always think of your captains as your, your seniors or your star players, but I was actually captain my junior and senior year.
Huh.
Because, I mean, leadership can look a lot different. It doesn't have to, like I said, doesn't have to be a player, doesn't have to be, somebody actually out there doing it. Although you think of that being like kind of the only case, there's a lot more to leadership and going into a team, right? That kind of behind the scenes, getting us ready to play, make sure, kind of all on the same page. And I try to, like I said, because I was always on the sidelines, I actually watched body language more than some of the plays and stuff, just because I always want to keep people reacting positively, because that's gonna be so much more impactful than if I have somebody coming with their head down or they're cussing, and you can still get frustrated with how you're playing or what's going on, but it's got to be very, very short lived.
Interesting. So you were kind of picking up on the energy.
Yeah, absolutely.
You were kind of you were kind of the energy guy. You're like the motivation guy, making sure people are kind of locked in.
Right.
You started picking up on all kind of like the micro stuff, which makes a lot of sense because obviously it sounds like you loved sports in general, but then you're managing these people. So you're growing deeper and deeper into figuring out how a team operates.
Yeah.
And you're also not really distracted by like, screwing around with the guys,
Exactly.
picking up the balls and throwing at them each other or whatever, like, being acting like an idiot or whatever.
Right. Yeah. We kind of saved that for the bus and stuff after we would win. Right. But, I was never one to like squirt someone with a water bottle.
You're just probably just kind of hanging out a little bit.
Yeah. Kind of just honestly like another coach. But at the same age as the people that are playing the sport too. So.
Interesting. Yeah. So then, someone would come over, you can tell they're off a little bit and you're kind of bumping them saying like, hey, let it go, like things like that.
Right.
Interesting. Wow. Well, that's cool.
Yeah. And I was right. Like and you could probably, cause you played sports too growing up.
Yeah.
There's a lot of trials and tribulations throughout your season.
Yeah.
I don't care whatever sport you're playing. And so I would always tell the guys when they'd have, a tough day, or we were, on a losing streak, or, they were kind of upset with the actual coach.
Yeah.
Maybe upset about playing time, or like I said, the ball's not going through the hoop. I just would take them aside and tell them, if you can't play hard for yourself, play hard for me, for somebody that can't play the game on a regular basis. And that's kind of, that perspective changer, right?
Wow, that's actually, say that again. What did you just say?
So if you can't play hard for yourself, play hard for me, for somebody that can't play the game on a regular basis.
Wow.
And it's, it's a privilege, not a right.
You got kind of nowhere to go with that if you're if you're being told that.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, oh, okay, Nick, fine, Nick. You know,
Exactly.
It's like, fine, you know. Yeah. Like,
Right.
You can't really run from it. You know, you can't really.
No, it's
you can't
right.
really fight back on that one.
Exactly. It's pretty. It's a little harsh, right?
Yeah.
But it really, like, you kind of felt it there.
That's good.
Because you had me repeat it, right?
Yeah.
So
Well,
yeah. It really, really clears the mind.
Yeah.
And sets the picture. And that's exactly what I want to do.
That's funny. I mean, you're kind of stuck, right? It's
Right.
like if you still keep having a bad attitude, it's like
there's
you're
no hope.
trapped. Yeah. Yeah. You shouldn't be on the court, I guess.
Right.
Huh. That's a good one. I like that. Do you still tell people that just in general stuff?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. So that, honestly, I speak to all, anybody that will invite me and needs some motivation.
yeah.
I love to share this story.
Yeah.
And thank you for having me on the pod. It's just
Yeah.
another opportunity. But I actually love talking to sports teams.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of keep it at, kind of like a upper tier middle school team, or even like a varsity, or, maybe a JV. But yeah, the message is, I want the message to really resonate. And so sometimes if they're too young, they'll be like, what do you mean? Like,
Yeah, that middle school age, like high school age, they're aware enough, and they're also kind of vulnerable enough to understand what you're saying.
yeah.
Yeah, okay. Interesting. Wow, okay. That's a good one. I really like that one. If you can't do it for yourself, do it for me.
Yeah.
They're kind of stuck.
Right,
I don't know.
right.
I really like that one. That really forces somebody to
Exactly.
like you either can shift your attitude or not,
Yeah, like if that doesn't change your attitude,
Yeah.
or make you want to run another extra killer, or shoot an extra 500 practice shots, maybe not 500, but
Yeah.
an extra 25 before you go home.
Yeah.
Then there's, I don't know if basketball is right for you.
Yeah.
Right, or whatever sport you're doing. Right.
That's good. All right. How was everything? Do you feel comfortable? You need
I
anything?
feel great, man. I feel
Okay.
great.
Cool. So, you are going through school. You go to All Saints. You've been the manager. You've been kind of going at this, and then you do stick at All Saints, and you are the manager until your senior year.
Yeah, Holy Angels, but yeah.
Holy Angels. Yeah.
Yeah.
What did I say?
All Saints. That's
All
the
Saints,
that's the Catholic grade school in Lakeville.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Holy Angels. So, excuse me. So you're the manager for the basketball team. Was it just basketball?
No, I did football as well.
You did. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're pretty involved.
Yeah. Football and basketball were the two main ones.
Cool. So your coach said that if you stick with it for 4 years, that he always lets a manager play.
Yeah.
So
So actually,
what happened here?
Yeah. So I did get 2 opportunities to play, which I don't. The senior night's kind of the highlight, but
Yeah.
I got in a different game, but I just didn't end up shooting the ball.
Okay.
But no, senior night. So I'll just kind of the night before
Yep.
game. We finish up practice and bring everybody to the middle, and coach says some words and kind of foreshadows a little bit of the game plan, and then he looks at me and he goes, Nick, he's like, you're actually gonna start tomorrow night.
Okay.
And I'm like, wait a minute, start? And
That was kind of surprised.
that was a surprise because
Yeah.
I kind of envisioned it as like us always, probably having a big, because we were pretty good, always having a big lead, and then going in the game when it's kind of out of reach.
Yeah.
And no, he looked at me, and I can still feel, I got it in my mind right now. I can kind of still feel how my body felt, chills literally all the way down my spine.
The adrenaline's pumping.
Yeah, and he said, Nick, you're actually going to start tomorrow night. And I was like, wait a minute. And I started getting emotional, and then we kind of wrapped up practice, and I'll never forget, I got in my car, man, and I usually listen to music. I didn't have any music playing, and I literally just cried all the way home.
Really?
Yeah, just a lifelong dream, that was going to happen in 24 hours.
Yeah. That's so crazy because, like, you just love sports so much.
Yeah.
And you always loved sports.
And like I said, I still do. It's a lot of my life now, even.
Yeah.
And we'll kind of get to that here too.
Yeah.
But so yeah,
and you were just crying because of like excitement,
thankfulness. Like 18 years of, I was 18 at the time. Like my dream, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna happen.
Wow.
And yeah, then.
And then what'd you do? You went home and you told your mom?
I didn't tell my mom.
Okay.
She kind of knew a little bit about the senior night thing, but she had no idea I was gonna start.
Yeah.
And so then I went to school.
Next day.
The next day.
Yeah.
And my coach actually texted me, and he said, "Hey, WCCO wants to interview you and your mom before the game."
Oh, okay.
And so I was, I texted my mom. I still didn't tell her, but I said, "You cannot be late. Like you gotta be there.
Yeah.
And you gotta be there early."
Yeah.
And so.
And you're trying to keep it a secret.
I'm trying to keep it a secret.
Were you because you wanted to surprise her?
Yeah.
Or you were just like kind of.
I didn't even tell anybody. I mean, the team knew.
Yeah.
But around school, I didn't tell anybody either. I just told people to be there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I really wanted to I wanted to surprise the crowd.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it. That's what I would want to do too.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like that.
And then so yeah, go through the school day. I couldn't tell you a dang thing I learned the whole day.
Yeah.
Just
that's all you could think about.
Completely focused on what's gonna happen tonight at 7:00.
Yeah. Wow.
And yeah, then kind of did the interview with Mike Max. And then we're out here warming up on the court, and I'm going through warm ups with the team, and then it's showtime.
Yeah.
And I was actually the last starter off the bench to be announced too.
Yeah.
Because they did it numerical.
Okay.
And so that was kind of cool too, because it put a little more emphasis on me, a little more spotlight, if you will. But then to hear my name as a starter, man, just it was emotional. And I think it was emotional for everybody in the gym.
That's so crazy.
And then it was very, very nice of my coach, and then we played Northfield that night.
Yeah.
And they actually rearranged for me to score the first basket, so they allowed me to score. We allowed them to score, make it even game, because we wouldn't want to win by 2 points.
Yeah.
And so then I score, right? And
wait. So you're sitting there.
Yep.
The game is getting prepped. Everyone's getting ready to go. Does your mom know you were starting at that point?
She didn't know till I was announced.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it was.
So this thing is a full-blown secret the whole time. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then when you're sitting there, is there like adrenaline pumping through you?
Oh, absolutely.
Like, were you scared? Like, how'd you feel?
No, I kind of felt unstoppable.
Really?
In the moment, like, just my felt great.
Wow.
Chills down the spine, and like I said,
I'd be thinking I'd be scared. I'd be like, oh my gosh, this is so intimidating. Like, I've never done this. Like, I would be really scared. But you were just pumped.
Yeah, so pumped. Just because I had always wanted the chance. So growing up, I watched so much SportsCenter.
Yeah.
And there's actually, I forget how old I was, but there was a kid that had autism, and he actually I forget the name of the book, but he goes by J Mac. He actually just had like the anniversary of his night on SportsCenter. He scored quite a few points. I think like 12 or I forget how many points. But anyway, I watched his story.
Yeah,
and I'd be like, wow, that'd be so cool if I got that chance, because it kind of he had a different challenge, right? But kind of the similar, little bit of a similar storyline where just couldn't kind of keep up or play with the rest of them, but still wanted the opportunity.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, that'd be cool if I got something like that.
Yeah.
And then to have what I have happened. So like I said, then,
So they announced your name.
they
and
announced
you were
my name.
pumped. You were
Pumped.
fired up,
Yeah,
ready to go.
it's go time.
You're standing up. You're clapping.
Yeah,
Did you look at your mom? Did you find her like when they announced you, or were you just kind of lost in the moment?
No, to be honest, I was lost in the moment.
Yeah.
And then everybody kind of has their handshake, and I did the handshake with one of my other good friends, Sam Keese.
Yeah.
In high school, and we did our handshake, and then I did have some emotion. I was like, let's go. After I did that, just because it takes over, right? And so, and then, like I said, they orchestrated the first bucket to be scored by me, and then we let them score, and then I came off the floor, but just a dream come true. And then, fortunate enough, my team kind of really, really put it on Northfield.
Yeah.
And my coach was like, you know what? He's like, it's senior night. Let's end the night with the seniors on the floor. And I want to say, I have a poster up in my basement. I want to say there was like a minute and 13 seconds on the clock.
Yeah.
And he called the timeout, and we put the seniors back in the floor. I got up off the bench, and the crowd kind of started going crazy, and then got in the game, and it was still our ball, and we inbounded it, and then I forget exactly what happened, but they passed it around and then passed it back to me on the right side, and I was behind the 3-point line. And the crowd, they just go, shoot it. And I had my feet set, and I just let it go and splash. And then the crowd really erupted.
That must have been a crazy. You must have fell on top of the world or something like that.
I did. I really
can't
did.
Make a 3-pointer myself.
I really did. And
the crowd just cheering, just going crazy. Like you must have been like just blinded by emotion, or like just like on fire.
Exactly. Couldn't even think.
Wow. Yeah, and then were you going crazy too? Where you're like, yeah,
exactly.
That's amazing. So then you were just going crazy. Everyone's cheering,
right?
And that was getting close to the end of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And then, did you look at your mom throughout all of this? Do you remember a moment when you were on the court or anything?
I did. I think I did look up at her after it went in.
Yeah, and
she was actually sitting with Sam's parents, my best friend's parents.
Yeah.
And they're all bawling and stuff. And, really cool, surreal moment.
Yeah.
And then, after the game, my mom and sister come down on the court with me, and we hug. And that was forever special.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Is that Savannah? Is that your sister?
Yeah, that's my sister, Savannah. And it's just really, like I said, really cool. And I kind of want to outline just on a broader scale of life, right? That it's really about relationships. Just because I could have had any other coach in the state of Minnesota, and they might not have given me that chance. But Larry McKenzie did. And so just giving people a chance when, it doesn't maybe look like it'll work out. But to give a person a chance just because it could be that special, right? It could have such a special, impactful event and story that I continue to share and transform lives.
Well, and you think that's probably like one of your top moments of your life?
Greatest moment of my life.
You think it's like number one?
Yeah, outside of coming back from my surgeries and being able to partake in that event, and then kind of graduating college.
Yeah. I mean, it's up there. It's like one of the best things that ever happened to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. That's crazy, man. It's so wild because, that's like your whole dream was just to be able to just shoot the basket.
Yeah.
Just once. That was enough for you.
Just one time.
And I was playing hockey. I mean, I was a pretty good hockey player. I mean, it was exciting. I mean, it is a crazy experience playing sports, especially like high competition sports. Especially like I was goalie, so there was a lot of attention on me. So you'd make the save, and it's like your adrenaline's pumping and the whole crowd's cheering. But that was just my, regular experience. Whereas like, and I got to live it over and over and over, right?
Right. Yeah. No, that's what I share with, players that go through, peaks and valleys and tough times is, like I said, there's a kid out there that's wondering what it's like once, Blake, to put on those pads.
Mm-hmm.
And you were fortunate enough to, have the support from your family and be able to do it 5-6 days a week.
Yeah.
All
year long.
All year long, as long as you weren't sick and didn't have an injury and.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. Do you ever this is kind of a weird question, but do you ever have dreams about it or anything?
Yeah, every now and then,
Yeah.
When March rolls around, no, I'm just playing, but have my own little March Madness in my head. But no, it's for sure one dream accomplished, right?
Yeah. Wow. Anything else on that? I mean, that's such a powerful story. I feel like that's so good.
Yeah, no, and it just I just want to, although it was a while ago in my life, right? I still want to share it, and because it can inspire people. And
what's really powerful is, your coach organized that, and he got other people involved. He got the team involved. Somehow the news got involved.
Right.
Regardless of the news and things like that, because that made it even more wow, this is so cool.
Yeah.
But just regardless of all that, by him just putting you at the top of his mind and orchestrating something just for you to have that moment.
Right.
You're talking about it 10 years later.
Exactly.
How old are you?
Yeah, life-changing. 31.
31. So you're a little bit older than me. So it's 13, 14 years ago or whatever. And it was one of the most powerful things that you ever experienced.
Absolutely.
And I think it was probably a lot of work in a sense, but also it probably wasn't that much work, right? He cared about you a ton, it seems like. And then, he got the players involved. He got... It kind of spread, and luckily, the school was supportive, and everybody was supportive.
Yeah.
But it's really amazing, just that one thing. He probably thinks about it, but not to this crazy degree. He might think about it every once in a while, and it was probably cool for him too, and it probably was cool for a lot of people. But 1 second, it was probably cool for a lot of people, but I don't know. I just think it's really crazy how just little things. I mean, that was a big thing, but just little things that you can do for people that leave a lifelong impact.
Exactly.
Right? And it's not that hard.
Right.
It is. I mean, that was probably a little bit of work, but that was something that he organized that impacted tons of people and you for pretty much the rest of your life.
Right. And that's why I still carry on and tell the stories, just to inspire people. And if Nick can do it, anybody can do it, right?
Yeah.
So and that's why I always share with people, never be afraid to give somebing a chance, whether that's in sports, in the workplace, wherever that is in life, because it can be that special, and so anytime you have a chance to impact lives and create relationships, that is what makes life special, right?
Yeah.
Regardless of, it's invaluable.
Wow. Yeah, I agree. And that's kind of what I'm about. Not really the same situation as you, but I worked in group homes.
Yeah. Okay.
Some of them were mental illness houses. And the main house I was in, which was pretty much 95% of the time, was a mental illness house. So different types of things. But there was houses that I went to where it was really just people that, there was some people that were just in wheelchairs, or just people just physical disabilities or lost a leg or something like that.
Right.
And so, and I worked in that company really just because there's a few main things that drove me to do that, which was one is I wanted to learn how to care about people. So that was the biggest thing, that I was really just trying to learn how to give to people and lead people with care and love. And then there's a couple other reasons too. I mean, it was impactful for them, and that's what I cared about a lot. It was the guys that I was working with were, really, really trapped. They couldn't do regular routines. No one could hold a job. There's 4 main guys I worked with, and they just couldn't, they, it's like schizophrenia and things like that. And they were high functioning, but they had a very difficult time just relating with anybody, being in everyday situations and things like that. And, I still talk to them to this day, and they
That's
told me
awesome.
things that were like, I've never, I built a relationship with them, in a lot of unique ways, but they all have expressed to me that like no one's ever done anything for them, in the ways that like maybe that I did. Right. Not to like put myself on the spot, but like I invested everything of who I was into these guys.
Right.
And for some reason, I felt like I had like awareness of like how impactful it would be for those people. And now different situation, different things that you deal with, but like that same thing, you were impacted so heavily, pretty much for the rest of your life.
Right. And I think to what you're saying there, it's a testimony to you, Blake, to take the time and help those gentlemen out.
Yeah.
That, you made such a strong impact on them that they still remember you to this day. They still want to interact with you as much as they, have the capacity to do so.
Yeah.
And that's why, it is about understanding people, giving people a chance, and relationships.
Yeah.
And that's awesome.
Yeah. I just feel like if everybody poured in to everybody just a little bit more, I just feel like people would be like everyone's so focused on themselves. And I'm kind of anti that. I hate how focused everybody is on their own life and their own stuff and all that. When you could give back to somebody and their life is changed now for the rest of their life.
Exactly. Like it's so simple, but like you just ask yourself the question, and I think Martin Luther King said this, what are you doing for other people?
Yeah.
And because it has to be something, because it is so rewarding, right?
Yeah. For everybody.
You
don't want to do it to feel rewarded, but like it is rewarding.
Exactly. And I think this is a kind of a good, I'm glad you brought that pivot point up, and I'm going to take it where now I'm leading my story. So unfortunately, like 3 years ago, I had a bad fall, and I injured my spinal cord, and had to have a fusion at C4 and C5. But thankfully, I'm back walking with a cane. There's definitely some challenges and some dark days. I didn't know if I was going to walk again. But where I'm going with this is, because I love sports, I dig golf as well.
Yeah.
In my leisure time. But I had my accident, and I, like I said, dark days. Didn't know if I was going to play again, be able to play golf. And then I found an adaptive golf cart, and I tried that, and just had a blast. Had an absolute blast. And then
Sorry, I got distracted by this. So you were golfing. There's a fly in here. It's super annoying. You were golfing. You kind of stumbled upon this adaptive golf cart, or how did you?
Yeah, so I actually found out about it on the news.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And I'm like, I'm gonna go try that.
Yeah. Okay. And this basically just to put it in simple terms, basically just a individual golf cart that allows you to, if you ended up falling, just because you have a little bit of balance, things you usually need the cane. If you fell, the chair would kind of catch you.
Exactly.
But it allows you to be out on the golf course. You can drive up onto the green as long as you're safe. It doesn't really impact the turf or anything as long as you're careful. Not the turf, but the putting green and the the fairway. And then it just allows you to just golf basically a lot safer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Stumbled upon this when used it.
Yeah, and it wasn't pretty. It took some adjusting, getting used to, but the main thing is I was back out there.
Yeah.
And then I quickly noticed, that they have these carts, but they're not kind of all over the place, and
okay, just like one or two in the Twin Cities,
right? Or they're part of like a rehabilitation program, where a lot of they go and have a clinic a day, and then I guess they're not like readily available for leisure use, but like me and Blake can go play on a Saturday.
Yeah. Okay.
South of the river, right? So there is like a couple courses, one in Chaska, one in Edina, one in Blaine.
Couple of them.
Couple of them.
Not that many.
Yeah. And so then I'm like, let's try to make an impact, right?
Yeah.
And try to change this. And so I'm in the process of, starting a foundation to raise money for adaptive sports equipment. And I kind of want to start and target these special carts.
Yeah.
They're not cheap, but with help of people, friends, family.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a charity event, and it's gonna be called the 41 Foundation.
Okay.
And I got that from playing basketball, the number I wore.
Yeah, 41.
And some more significance to just kind of drive home the impact of that night. Ironically, I was kind of just given 41, but then, as I reflected after the event of playing basketball my senior night, and Mike Max actually asked me, is there any significance behind 41? And I sat there and I'm like, yeah, there is. I waited my whole life for one shot to play the game.
Wow.
Yeah, so 4.
Oh my gosh. I wasn't expecting that. Okay. Wow.
So just kind of slow that down. 41 for one shot.
Wow.
To play the game of basketball.
Huh.
And so that really drives significance. And then, then I want to give people, maybe they haven't played golf or they haven't experienced a sport.
Yeah.
And this adaptive piece of equipment will allow them to experience it for the first time.
Yeah.
Or maybe they were playing, right, and had a life event.
Yeah.
That took that away from them.
Yeah.
And then they come across this equipment and are able to experience it again.
Okay, cool. So and you've had, so basically,
and kind of just another, like, just the importance of how people can make an impact on others. Like, Blake, imagine this for a second. You give somebody the ability to experience something they have never done before in their life.
Yeah.
For the first time.
Yeah. I don't even know how I would feel.
Right, yeah.
I feel like I'd have to see them experience it. Yeah,
exactly.
And that's what happened to you on the night at the basketball.
Exactly.
And it's impacted you for like the last, 13 years or so or whatever.
Right. And to be able to just impact others, right? And give them the ability to, like I said, experience a sport or something for the first time in their life, or give them another chance to play something or do something when they didn't think it was possible.
And that's kind of the heart of the foundation that you're...
Exactly.
You started it already a little bit. Like, you had the golf tournament last year, which was super fun.
Yep.
That was like the first... Or was it the second?
That was the second year. Yeah.
Okay.
The first year was very, very small, and that was at a different course.
Okay.
And then people just had fun, and they're like, let's, do it again.
Yeah.
And then they're like, wow, that last year was awesome.
Yeah.
Let's make this even bigger. So we're aiming pretty big, but yeah, it's gonna be super fun and gonna get people out there and raise money for a great cause, and we'll have the ballast crew out there in full force.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm going.
Right.
I already committed.
Tony's got it on his calendar. No worries.
So I like that. The heart there, I got slightly distracted by the camera beeping there. So I can imagine a little bit what it's like to change someone's life and give them an opportunity that they never had before.
Right.
And I don't know I feel like you have to go through something difficult to want to do that, or like I don't know. I just feel like people really feel like they can't really make a difference, or they don't know who needs help, or they don't want to help because they're just trying to basically help help themselves, or just live. You know, some people are just having a difficult time just living,
Right.
and they don't have the capacity to help somebody else. So, but I mean, to get into that a little bit, so you've had two times where you've kind of, I mean, the first time was kind of like a smaller thing, just kind of hanging out, golf tournament.
Yeah, and the first time it was actually just to raise money for cerebral palsy research.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then like I said, I kind of noticed, I'm like, it'd be really nice to have a cart that's, south of the river for people to use.
Yeah, okay.
Just because there's really not one. And so I'm like, let's get one there, but then let's add them, right? I don't want just one.
Yeah.
Let's really try to multiply this impact.
Yeah. So then you had another one last year, which we went to, me and my dad and my brother. Did my brother?
Yeah, Alex Jonesy was there.
Yeah, and that was a ton of fun. Yeah. And then did that help? Did you raise money last year? I mean, I know that a little bit happened, right?
Yeah, no, I did well last year as well.
Okay, good.
Yeah, and I was able to give that money to the nonprofit that Courage Kenny that does the Adaptive Golf League, and they also have some of those carts. So the carts that you see at Braemar are actually owned by Courage Kenny. There's just an agreement that they can, I don't know the exact ins and outs, but that they can house the carts there and have their program there and stuff.
Okay.
But those are actually owned by a rehabilitation program.
Okay. So then you're doing the third round, or third year, I guess. And this year it'll be a little bit more official.
Doing, this is big time here.
Yeah, you're doing a 501c3.
Yeah, yep. So the 41 Foundation, we're still in the process of applying and kind of doing some of the background work, but it will be a 503c, and all hoping all
it'll be a real organization.
It will
a real charity.
Exactly.
Right? Is that the right word?
Yeah,
charity?
real organization and charity.
Yeah, nonprofit type thing.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And then, like I said, because I'm gonna start with these carts and stuff, but I love sports and just kind of any way I can help enhance people's sporting experience or enhance them to doesn't have to be I guess I'm gonna say a traditional sport, but just like I said, do something that they never thought they could do, or at one time could do it, had something happen.
Yeah.
Don't know if they can get back out there.
Yeah.
It's I'm not going to sit here and say they're not going to have to work hard or do other things outside of maybe the 41 Foundation helping them. But yeah.
Wow. Okay. So that's awesome, man. I mean, that's amazing. I'm going to be there. It's going to be this August.
Yeah. Monday, August 17th.
Yeah.
Out at Hastings Golf Club and Events.
And then the goal of this, we're going to just keep raising money. This will be the first official time that like you're really doing it with like an organization under your belt.
An organization kind of registered to myself, and
then goal basically just raise money. The first kind of goal that you'd be excited about reaching is being able to purchase an adaptive golf cart provided to a South Metro golf course.
Exactly.
And then you go from there.
Yep.
Maybe you get another one. Maybe you get third, fourth. Then you can expand. And your whole goal is to basically give people opportunities that they've never had, whether it's disability, mental illness, some sort of surgery they had. They're, someone's missing a leg or something like that.
Exactly.
Just helping people that need a little additional.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, unfortunately, maybe they've had, somebody's had a stroke and have some balance issues because, that's what's. I'm like I said, very, very fortunate to have a mild case of cerebral palsy. Yeah. Just have some balance issues. So that's where the cart kind of plays in for me. So maybe somebody's had a stroke or something, and they have some physical limitation that the cart can be behind them and be there if they were to lose their balance and stuff. But the goal is to raise money for a cart, and who knows, maybe we get enough to get 2 on the first go around here.
That would be cool.
Yeah,
We'll pray for that. We'll try and pray for that or something.
Absolutely, yeah, and I know we're going to be wrapping up here too, but the importance of hard work, and then obviously there's a big component to having faith, and that is how I define faith is believing in something you can't see, and I mean that's kind of what it took my whole life. I couldn't. I had somebody give me a chance, but I couldn't really see it. I could visualize it a little bit in my head, but
yeah.
So like you said, pray for that, and whatever struggle or whatever somebody's going through, to hopefully they can have support system and have develop somebody that can either lead them to faith, or maybe they have a little bit of faith, and they're able to kind of dig into that as well.
Wow. All right. Well, you got anything else? I could keep going for another hour, but one of the cameras died. So
no, maybe we'll have to do another episode.
Yeah, we'll do another episode, because I honestly really wanted to get into a couple other things too, just like about struggle and things like that. But I think we just rip another episode, because that's going to be like another hour long topic, I feel like.
Yeah, I think I might have just teed it up for the next one. Maybe the next episode you and I do, we kind of kick it off with faith and talk about struggle and maybe some other things we can identify and inspire people and share our thoughts and wisdom.
I'm cool with that. We'll save it for round 2.
Let's do it.
Well, thanks for coming on. Thanks for sharing, man. Thanks for being vulnerable. And I just don't think there's people in general struggle to be vulnerable, and you're just kind of an open book. So I appreciate you being able to share your experience.
Yeah.
And just the things that you've gone with.
Right.
I hope that the nonprofit just booms as much as it can, as fast as it can. I'm going to be there in August. Obviously, we got a little bit of time before anything too major is happening with it, but who knows? Maybe in 2 years, 3 years, that thing will be changing Minnesota or something. We'll
see. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be the goal. That'd be awesome.
That'd be really cool. All right. Well, we can turn the cameras off. We'll finish these beers. We'll hang out a little bit.
Absolutely. We'll laugh. We gotta wake up the princess over there, Princess Palace.
Yeah. There we go. All right. Well, here, we'll do a little shake here.
Yes, sir. Yes.
I'm gonna have my dad just take a photo of us too, and then
Then
we'll be good. But thanks for coming on.
Absolutely. Anytime, Blake.
Perfect. All right. Let me give you this.
Oh.
That's fine.
Blooper.
Nick, when you shot that, I probably have asked you.
Yeah.
What would have happened if you missed?
I don't miss.
Right. Well, I mean, that's interesting itself.
No, exactly. So.
Would they have let you shot?
Yeah.
Oh, they would have.
Yeah,
you
but
made it in the first shot.
Practice makes perfect, baby.
Your hand, it looks like it's kind of blocking the camera at all, but
It sure is.
yeah.
Hands,
So
warm heart.
you can do it sideways like that if you want.
What way you want to do it? This is good.
Yeah, just smile,
I got my
Nick.
knees out of it. Okay, here we go.
Yep.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, now you can turn it this way, and you can click 0.5. And can you fit us both in it like it right now or not?
5, got it.
Is that too wide or is that good?
What if my knees are in the way?
I mean, how does it look?
There. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.